everyone. Welcome to L.Sandi's Academy. Today we're going to be designing this form and we're going to be using HTML and CSS. So HTML will be for the structure, then CSS will be for the styling of the form. So as we can see in our form, we have username and password. In username, you can fill in your username. So let's say I fill in Lonwabo, and then I put in my password, and my password won't show. If I leave a field blank and I try to log in, it will say, please fill out this field. Let's note this tutorial is not for a server-side language like PHP or Node, and also it's not for a database. So in other words, in this tutorial, we'll not be validating the data in which the user is putting in or storing the data. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be designing this front-end form, which is looking nice here. And then if a user wants to register, not yet registered into our system, the user can click on register, which is click to register. So here the user can register, putting the username over here, putting the email. If an email is invalid, it will tell you that please include that in your email, because that's how an email looks like. So we're going to be designing this form which has a click for login and a click for register. So without wasting any time, let's go to our studio. So over here, let me take that away. I have Visual Studio Code and I have a file which I've created, which is login.html. So in that login.html, I can just type in HTML5 and enter. It will help me show me this. In this title here, we can write it as login. So I want us to export something first. So I want you guys to go online. I want you to go to getbootstrap.com. You're going to land in this page and you're going to click get started over there. So here I want you to go to the CSS link. You copy that, in that copy over there. Go back to our code. So we're going to paste our code here, our bootstrap code over there. You can make this short. So that's the first step. You go to Bootstrap and you get this link. This will link you to a Bootstrap. That's the first part I want to do. Now the second one, let's put in our structure, the structure for our form. So let's put in a div, which is a container. You can put in dot. It will give you a div, our div, which is a container first, and then let's have a div, which is a card. This div, let's also have a div for the image, because as we can see over there, where's our over here, we have an image up there. So let's start off with that image. So the reason I'm saying this div container, div class, I'm going to use this in my CSS to make sure that I center out everything. So we can have an img container, an image container. You say dot img container. That's where my image is going to be contained. And then I can say img here. So Visual Studio Code is working with me here. I'm just putting in the keywords and I press in enter. And then the name of my picture there is L.Sandi JPEG. So it's showing me over there. Just press and enter. Then yeah, you can see over there. Okay, let's save this. Let's go and check on our file. So I've opened my file here. Refresh that. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so we have this L.Sandi Academy here, so big, so huge in front of us. Okay, that's fine. We have the picture. We're gonna sort out the size later on, but let's do the form here. I'm just gonna put in form. So there's no action we're gonna do, so we're gonna leave that blank, you see, because there's no action we're doing with our form. Then I can put in here input, and then in that input it must be a text input, and I want to have a placeholder. So if we have a placeholder, and I want this to be user name. Okay, let me save that. Let me go back here, refresh that for me. If I go down, okay, you can see over there, it's there in the center of username. Yeah. Okay, let's copy that. That's my username. Let's copy that. Let's put that here. And I want this one to be my password. This is my password. And then also here say type. The type is password. After that, I want to have the last one, which is my button. So I'm going to put in input. The type is submit, because that's my submit button. That's the type submit. And I want to put in the value here. The value for this one will be login. The value is login. Okay, another thing you must write here, you must say this is required. Required, so that when a user does not put in the details there, the HTML will be able to tell the user, you must fill in this form, this field, because this field is required. Okay, I'm pressing Ctrl S. Let's save that. Let's go back to our document, refresh. Okay, so we have username, we have password here, and we have login there. So now let's sort of design. So that's what HTML does. It's just the structure. Okay. So now let's create a new new file. So this is gonna be my CSS file. Save as. I'm gonna save this file as style, but you can use any name. I just prefer to say style.css, just to show which style it is. So let's first talk with the body. So the body is the background of everything. So in the body, I want to have a background color. And I want it to be royal blue. And in the margin top, margin top, 100 pixels. Margin bottom, and I also want 100 pixels. 100 pixels. Let's control save that. Let's go back to our file. Okay, let's come up. Okay, so that thing is there. Oh, sorry. Another thing we forgot to link. We must link the two files. Which is this one. We must tell it you have a style file. So we use link. Which is real. Must be style sheet. And we want you to go to style.css. We're linking you up with that. Control save that. Go back here. Refresh that. You can see the background is royal blue, and this is margin top, which is 100 pixels. Margin bottom, which is 100 pixels. Let's go back to our style. So in this case, let's have that container. Let's take this container here. We want to contain everything. So I can copy that. We want to contain everything center. So my container over here, I want it to have a width. I want my container to have a width of 124 pixels. 24 pixels. And I want to have a margin auto. Margin 0 auto. Okay, let's save that. Let's come back here. Okay, everything is gonna come into place. Let's go to the card. So for class it's a dot. Okay, let's take in card, copy card, dot card. Card, okay. The background color of the card, I want it to be black. And I want it to have a width. I want the card to have a width of 450 pixels. 450 pixels. I want it to have a margin. Margin 0 auto. Then a padding. Padding of 100 pixels. 100 pixels and 50 pixels. Okay, let's control save that. Let's go and take a look. What do we have here? Okay, not really there. Okay, let's look at the picture of the size of this picture. Let's look at the size of this picture. So the image container. So if you go back here, we can see the image container is this thing over here. It's containing the image. So we want to manipulate the size of that image. Let's see if the spelling is the same. Yeah, it's the same. Image container, what? We want the text in there. We want the text to align center. Everything must be in the center. The margin bottom of it, margin bottom must be 15 pixels. Then let's go to the actual size, the actual image. So I can say img. I need to say dot img because this is not a class. I can say img, which is the image. I want it to have a border radius. Border radius meaning I want it to be circular. So I want it to be 50% because I want it to be circular. And I want it to have a width. On my picture to have a width, let's say of 200 pixels. I want it to have a margin auto also. Okay, let's go and check now and see what we get. Control save. Let's go here. Refresh that. Okay, as we can see, my picture is small and this is the card here. So everything is contained in the center. What we need to do is to fix that because it's not yet like this. It's not yet, look at the difference, but we are getting there. We are getting there. So, okay, another thing we should see is that here We have the shadow there, the shadows. So we can do the shadows here. Yeah, let's do the shadows. Because it's in the card. So that shadow, which is the box shadow, okay, -1 pixels, 9 pixels, 7 pixels, and 5 pixels. Um, let's say that's black. Want it to be black there. And then we have the mouse box shadow, box shadow. And for that, we can just copy and paste the same thing, right? Yes, copy and paste the same thing here. Then you have the kit, the WebKit box shadow. Then we can put it like so. Let's control save that. Let's go and check. Refresh. Yeah, there's our nice shadows. As you can see, that's the nice shadow over there. Okay, so let's move into the form. Okay, let's move into the form. The form. Okay, I want every text to be aligned in center. Text align center. The form, and then okay, let this control save that. Let's go back here. Let's save that. So everything is in center now, but the difference is that our fields from these ones, they're not the same as these ones. You can see they're not the same. Let's try to fix that problem. Okay, let's fix in the input. That's the input. And in the input, we want the width. Our width, we want it to be 200 pixels, right? And then the border, we want no border. So since we want no border, we're gonna say none because we want no border. And then the border radius, the border radius, which are the corners, we're gonna say when that is 50 pixels. And then the padding, our padding will be 10 pixels and 20 pixels, like so. And the margin bottom, I want it to go up at 15 pixels. Let's control save that. Let's go back to the form. Let's refresh. As you can see, now our radius there is at 50 pixels and it looks so nice. It looks the same as that one, right? But we don't have this click here button. And this login here is a capital L. Let's try change that to a capital L. That is a capital L. Let's save that like so. And let's go back to styles. So let's take a look. What's the difference? Okay, it looks the same. Let's add in that text here. Let's add in that text. So let's go back to our HTML file. And then in this file here, just under the form, we're gonna be having a, just put in A for a link. And I want this to link me to register.html. But we don't have that register file yet. So here I want to say, click me, or click here let's rather say click here to register. Click here to register. Save that. Okay, let's go back here. Let's refresh. Okay, you can see that's there, but here it's in the center and there's no line. We can fix that. We can fix that by just putting the A here, and then A1 the text align center, and the text decoration must be none. Text decoration, we want none. We want no decoration in the text. Okay, let's refresh that. Yeah, so it's click here to register, but we cannot click it because we don't have the register file. Let's try creating that file. New file. I want to save this. This must be register HTML. What I will do is that I will copy everything which is here. Control A, Control C, and I'm gonna paste it here. It's more or less the same. But the difference here is that you must have an email and then you must confirm the password. So let's copy this. Let's put that here. And then we know in the placeholder, I want you to write email for me, and the type must be an email, right? Here, since it's the password, copy that, paste that here. But in the placeholder, I want you to confirm the password. Confirm the password. Okay, so we have the username, we have the email, and we have the password. And the value here, it's not login anymore, it's register. And I want you to go to login. I want you to go to login.html. Click there to log in. This is login. I want you to click there. Let's control save that one. So this thing is pointing to the same CSS file and the same bootstrap file. So the design must be also the same. We are refreshing that. Click here to register. As you can see, voila, over there. We have everything, we have username, we have email, we have password, confirm password, and we have register. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll put in the link in the description. If you want the files, it will direct you to my GitHub account, and then you can download the files from there so that you can practice it for yourself at home. Thank you for watching this video.